Campbell Hall, a small building next to North Carolina A&T Student Center, named after Robert Lee Campbell, a hero from World War I and North Carolina A&T's first professor of military science. Many notable names and ranks have come from Campbell Hall, such as Major General Hawthorne L. Proctor, Brigadier General Clara L. Adams Ender, Admiral Thad W. Allen. Current day, North Carolina A&T still manages to produce well-distinguished officers into the United States military. Today we're going to hear the voices of several cadets and their perspective of the Aggie Battalion.
All right, my name's Eric Grant. I'm a senior and I'm an MS4.
Hi, I'm Tamara Nichols. I'm a senior MS4.
All right, my name is Jalen Hackett. I'm a MS4 senior.
Hi, my name is Cadet Jillian Schultz. I'm an MS2, a sophomore.
All right, my name is Justin Owens. I'm a junior. I'm an MS3.
My name is Michael Abbott. I'm a sophomore at Elon University, and I'm an MS2.
Hello, my name is Kennedy Neesmith. I am an MS4, a senior here at North Carolina A&T State University.
Is Obina Jumba. I'm a freshman at UNC Greensboro, and I'm a MS1.
All right, so how I got involved in the Army, I was 16. I signed my contract to do split ops. So I went to basic training at 17 during my junior year summer. And then for my AIT, that happened after my senior year summer. And then after that, I came home.
I come from a military family, parents, grandparents, and I got a lot of cousins and other distant family to serve. I wanted to list, but then COVID happened after high school. So I just did college route. And I just found out about the RTC program in my spring semester, my first year at A&T. I did some paperwork, and I went to basic camp. And ever since then, I love the program, and I just love everything about RTC. Right?
So I started out doing JROTC in high school with the Army, and my dad was Special Forces in the Army, enlisted side, and he was telling me how basically if I liked it, if it was something that I could see myself going forward with, then I should definitely do ROTC and become an officer.
I got involved with ROTC from my family. My family comes from, they're a West Point family. West Point was on my list of schools. However, I wanted to go to an HBCU, and North Carolina A&T has one of the best ROTC programs, and A&T is my dream school, so it just all fell together being in the ROTC program. Also got scholarships, so.
Being a part of ROTC, I have seen good leaders, but I've also seen bad leaders. So I've been able to pull the good from the good leaders, but also hone in on the bad and really focus my leadership style on what I want to be and what I don't want to be. And understand that certain leadership styles work for certain people and other ones don't, but make my leadership style flexible to where I can understand different groups of people.
I think it's taught me as a leader that it's just so important to not only know your people, but to want to have that desire to know them. As you can get to know them, but like you have to want it. And that's another thing that showed, just like you have to actively want more as a leader, because as much as you can just want like the best for your own people, your own soldiers, and keep moving, you gotta want something for yourself and all that.
I say ROTC definitely puts things into perspective by putting you in the shoes of a leader, and it's pretty much helped me find my own personal leadership styles. So specifically working with multiple different people or people from different places, and then basically getting them to achieve or accomplish a goal or a task that they might not want to do.
Physical fitness is important in the Army for all soldiers and officers because no matter what the job is, because you never know when you're going to be in that combat environment.
Physical fitness is so important. Being from somebody who has in the past struggled with physical fitness, it is very important. Working on yourself, getting better, not only for the Army, but it helps with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All of that plays a role in your physical fitness. And in the Army, we're always being physically fit. Your jobs require it. So it's best to focus on it now while you're in ROTC, so when you get there, it's easier.
Physical fitness is key for the Army because the Army in general, it's a physical thing. So everybody has to essentially be ready to go to battle since that's what the Army does. And when it comes to physically straining things, you need to be able to be physically fit so that you can do that while keeping a level head and making the right decisions in the stressful situation.
And
Physical fitness is important in the Army because we are on our feet a lot and we're moving a lot. Not only that, but it also kind of builds respect for your leaders. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to tell me to do something that they couldn't do themselves or that I didn't think that they could do. So.
And what do you think are the most important qualities of a successful military leader?
I guess if I were to give a few, definitely one, like you gotta stay relaxed. Like things are gonna press you, things are gonna sometimes freak you out. You may not know everything, but I think the one thing I've seen from a lot of the MS3s and 4s and a lot of cadre is just like, no matter what happens, you gotta stay relaxed. And definitely one other would be just being adaptable, like knowing, hey, okay, I'm in this situation, I usually lead this way, but a certain objective has changed, or our location has changed, or this or that has come up as new information. And I think it's just being in a constant state of seeing like what's around you, evaluating everything, and just always, not necessarily always being ready, but knowing that, okay, this comes up, I'm gonna be ready to handle it XYZ ways so we can keep going like clockwork.
I think the most successful qualities of a successful military leader are to be adaptable, to be understanding and empathetic. I feel like you have to adapt to the environment around you, whether that's in combat or whether that's in garrison. You have to be understanding of soldiers around you and their backgrounds and where they're coming from. And most importantly, you have to be empathetic. And your soldiers will not follow you if you are not an empathetic leader.
Empathy, understanding, and integrity. I say those 6 things because one, having integrity is just make sure that you're always doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. That's a big thing in the Army because there will be trials and tribulations where you may want to do things that are not correct, and you just gotta make sure that you have that moral code within yourself to continue to do those things. Understanding and being empathetic. Everybody has lives, everybody has personal issues that they may be going through. So just making sure that your soldiers, yourself, and even people above you are doing okay mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally is just big in the Army.
I would say the most important qualities are communication and patience. Communication, everything we do, we have to talk. We have to plan, we have to understand and be able to communicate the plans that we make, but also patience because everybody isn't gonna get everything, and some people need things explained a different way, and sometimes people aren't from the same places you're from, and it might not make sense to them the way it made sense to you, so make it make sense to everyone.
But our legacy go crazy. Bro, there's so many generals. Well, bro, oh my gosh. If we had because usually every year we have a Hall of Fame, and that's when all the alumni come back, that's generals, brigade commanders, full-bird colonels, and it's like, it's a great way to make connections. And A&T used to be very popular, like not only in RTC, but on this campus too. Like, it was good, especially with pressure rifles, oh my goodness, I could go on and on, but yeah.
I think our alumni have done amazing. We have a lot of notable alumni. We have people that have served 20 plus years, 5 plus years, 10 plus years, 4 plus years. I think they've done amazing though. They continually come back to the program, donate to the program. Over at GHO, I was able to meet some of the captains, some of the cadets that, well, now officers, but graduated here as cadets. And they're really instilling leadership into us and making us better leaders.
I would say that the alumni that have served in the military at A&T is a vast field, if you will. There are a lot, they're pretty much everywhere you go. Starting with just A&T as a whole, there are Aggies everywhere. So then putting on ROTC is just a bigger field that you can find people, especially people that are Persian Angels and Persian Rifles. We're just a big part of A&T.
I feel like the legacy of the alumni at A&T has paved the path for us It's by they were like the founding fathers, and based on how the program is now, they set like the final shape on how A&T leadership is supposed to be.
I definitely see it as a challenge because it's like, okay, what will you add to that conversation of those alumni or those who came before, that history in a sense? Like, what can you do to add to that history? And I think as I and many of, I guess, the other MS1 step into our further years, definitely we're going to find like ways to say, hey, this is how I'm adding to history of Aggie Battalion.
I think teamwork. I think like knowing when someone else has something to give, or like recognizing everybody's strengths and being able to use those.
One very good skill I think is being able to take constructive criticism, because that's something that I've learned that it's not necessarily always the easiest to take when you feel like you're in the right. And taking that constructive criticism essentially is done so you can be a better person and a better leader in general. And that's something that you can take in the military and in the civilian world.
Most important skills is delegating, learning my soldiers, and like I said before, like understanding that soldiers are human, like they have lives.
So as I look into service and prepare for my time as a platoon leader, and eventually maybe even more, I really look to establish myself as a leader who cares about his soldiers. I look to always put my soldiers before myself, whether that's in the line of fire or that's just in garrison, helping them with their personal matters, whether it's finances, travel, whatever it may be. Another thing that I look forward to be as a leader is admitting when I'm wrong and admitting when I don't know what to do, how to do something. I think that it's very important for leaders to know that they're not the best and know that they're wrong sometimes. So I look forward to my time as a future military.
Because I want to make sure that the same morals that I have for myself, my soldiers below me and above will continue to have for themselves, because I don't want them to, and also respect, treat others how you want to be treated. So how I want myself to be treated, I will treat them, and just making sure that the all-around morale of the unit is good.
I would say, this is going to sound a little cliche, but treat people how you want to be treated. As a leader, we always want people to respect us. We always want people to perform at their best, but you also want to do that. So when you want respect, you give respect. When you have knowledge, you push those around you to be more knowledgeable. When you have something, you want the people around you to be their best while you're also at your best.
Taking everything, the good and the bad and the ugly and the happiness of RTC, even when you get fussed out about your PMS for being late or not doing things a certain way, or failing a task, like take it to heart, but don't take it too hard. But like, I guess not too hard, but like take it to heart, but don't take it as in like they hate me. Take it as in like, okay, they want to see me better. They know something that I don't know, and they just want to see that from me. So just take everything in.
Just go through your journey, no matter where it'll take you. You may have a set plan, but don't always think that that's the plan that you're gonna end up on. So just continue to roll with the punches, take everything as they go, take certain things as a grain of salt, and just breathe. Everything will pass.
Number one thing I'd say is to take advantage of the situations that you have available to you, especially when it comes to learning. So any chance that you get, especially being a younger cadet, I'd say try to learn as much as possible so that when it comes your time to be in the leadership role, you already know what you're doing. And it's really easy. You're just enacting what you've already learned.
Harder, but especially my Black women, keep going, keep working hard, continue to be the best version of you. And I would tell them to push past boundaries and don't let anyone else's expectations of you make you who you are.